Hi everyone, in this video I want to talk about some other components sitting at the end point of the game in the world of nothingness near one of the main character of the game. And as you saw before in the previous videos, I have started my videos with playing the game, this game, and started from the first point playing the several parts of the game, and now at the moment I'm sitting at the world of nothingness at the end part of the game. But I don't want to play this part because I want this part to be a surprise for you to come and see and play the game, and I hope you enjoy that, and I hope you enjoy the story of this game. And as you know, each game has a start point and also an end point that gives the user which played the game a reward. Now in this video I want to show you how to add a start game component and also how to add rewards, how to set your reward for your game so that if the user plays that game, gets that reward. And also I will show you how to reset your game when the player loses the game and the game overs. Also I will show you how to add some limitations for the player, for example player not to jump, not to run, or not to use the NFTs during your game. So let's go on to finish these components. The first component I want to talk about is the game starter and how to add in your land. Actually, game starter doesn't do anything in your game, and it's just an analytic component that if you want to create a game and you want to send a set price and send for the Metaverser team to review and accept your set price and add price to your land, you should certainly add game starter in your land at the start point of your game. And if you don't do that, maybe your request for adding price be failed by the Metaverser team. So for adding a game starter, you don't need to do much things. Just select one of the objects in the scene. Doesn't matter what object you are selecting. Even you can create, for example, a box and add it a game starter and invisible that box so that not to be seen your land. But in my example, I want to select Ariana because Ariana is my first object that I will meet her before start to game, and I will remember the Ariana more better than, for example, a box. And I will go to the add components in here, and from the game list, I will add a game starter. So by adding a game starter, now if I open that, you can see that I have nothing to set, and it's very easy component. If you don't know what to set in the game starter, leave the auto start enable, and as soon as the player get inside your land, your game assumed to be started. So this is if you don't know what to set in here, leave it enabled by default. But if you know the starting event of your game, you can make it disable, and you can set the starting event in here, and that will be more precise compared to leave it active. So for example, I know my game will start after accepting the Ariana's mission. So I will go to the Ariana's dialog box, and let's open the graph, and after opening the graph, at the end of the graph I have an event in here which the name of the event is draw enter, and draw enter is my first event that is sent to the land and my game starts working. So I will copy the draw enter and paste that in the game starter, and that's it. The only thing you should do for adding a game starter. And I will remind you again, if you want to set price for your game and send it to the Metaverser team, actually you need game starter at the start of your game. If you don't know what to set and what is your starting event, you can make it enabled by default. Alright, this is the game starter. The other thing I want to say is how to add reset to your game, so that if the player loses the game and the game overs, the game start to reset and player have to play the game from the start. For doing this, let me bring the Victoria that I have deactivated in the scene, because with Victoria I have created the game. If you didn't see the previous video, I recommend you to go and see them. So let's bring the Victoria. Let's go to the properties of her and let's go to the activation and make her active. And in the Victoria, when I talked to her, I had 30 seconds to find 3 butterflies in the scene. And in previous videos, when I couldn't find the butterflies in 30 seconds, I just had the Victoria's dialog box that she said you lost the game, but the game won't reset. And now I want to show you how to reset the game after the Victoria said you lost the game. So I will go and find I will add, first of all, I will go in here and add reset game by going to the game list and add a reset. And actually you can define reset to any object in the scene. Also, as I told you before, you can add it to a box and invisible it in the scene. But because I remember better, I will add it to the character that I have interaction with her. Alright, now in the reset, let's open the reset. As you can see, it reset, just accept one event, and after that the game start to reset. And I want to know what event I should define. Actually, I need that event when the Victoria tells me you lost the game. So I will go to the dialog box of the Victoria which tell me you lost the game in here. So I will open the dialog box and I will go to the graph in here and I will add a choice in here and type it, for example, next. And in here, in the next, in the unselected event, I clicked on, for example, reset game. Or maybe you can define it in here and after that add it to a timer after a special time and start to reset. But I want, if I clicked on the next, the game will start to reset. Alright, now I will use the reset game in here. So when I clicked on the next, the game will start to reset. And I want to show you the effect of this reset in the game. So let's exit and go to the lands. Alright, now let's talk with Victoria and accepting her mission. Now I have 30 seconds in here. I should find 3 butterflies in the scene. For example, let's go and select one of the butterflies and you can see here I have 1 butterflies, but I don't want to select the other ones and I want the Victoria's dialog box to appear that she said you lost the game. So we will wait until the time ends to see the effect and to see what we will have in here. And now the time is finished and the Victoria say you lost the game. Now if I clicked on the next, you can see my game resets and now I should play from the start. And that's how reset works. And now I want to show you how to set the price for your game so that if the player plays your game, get some BABA tokens as the price of your game. And for doing this, first of all, you should find the last part of your game. And in this example, the last part is when I find 3 butterflies and Victoria appreciate me. So after the appreciate dialog of Victoria, I should get my price. So let's find the appreciate dialog box in here. So let's go and in here I will have the NPC dialog system 2 and I think this is the appreciate box. So let's open the graph and as you can see Victoria say thank you so much, the quest is done. Alright, now I will add a choice in here and in the choice I type get price, and in unselected event I set, for example, final price. All right, now it's time to set a price for the game. For doing this, I select any object in the scene. Again, doesn't matter, but because I have interaction with Victoria in here, I can remember her better, and controlling the components on just one object is more easier for me. So I will select the Victoria, and from the add component I will go to the rewards and click on the price, and now I will have a price component, and open that. And as you can see, there is nothing too much for setting, just the event to give price. And as you saw, I have the final price. Final price is my last part of the game. This was the event, and also I should define a game name. For example, test game. And after that, if you look at that, the game goes under review. You should publish you can publish or don't publish the game. It is under review, and it is sent to the Metaverser team. And you should keep in mind that if you don't set the price at the end of your game will be failed in the review, because your game you should necessarily add price at the end of your game so that the player plays all your game. And also keep in mind that if you set price for your game and the Metaverser team accept your price and set some BABA tokens for your game, you shouldn't go to the game and change the game and save the game. If you change something in your game and save it, and again your game will be go under review and the accepted price will be removed. These are the things you should attention. All right. Okay, because at the moment I don't want to set price for this simple game, and certainly this simple game will be failed in the set price, and you should create a more better game compared to the one I have created as an example. So I will delete the price in here. And for the final component, I want to show you how to add limitation for the player. Sometimes your game needs you to define some limitation for your player. For example, in my game, I don't want my player to jump, and also I don't want my player to run. So I should add some limitation for the jump and run of the player. And for doing this, I can select again any object of my scene. It doesn't matter what object I'm selecting, but because the Victoria is selected, let it be. So I will go to the add components, and from the main player I can add ability limiter or NFT limiter. If you want to add limitation for the NFT, you should select NFT limiter. Let me show you that. If I open the NFT limiter, you can add some limit for the jump, run, and skate limits. For example, I don't want the player comes in my land with the skate, so I will select the skate limiter in here. And here for the limitation, I change it to not allow to use. And also I can set an event in here. For example, I can set in the event as soon as my players start to talk with the Ariana, this limitation works. And that's how you can set some limitations for your work. And also, as you can see, you can add some limitations for the run, or you can have some limitation for the levels of your run. For example, if you set it on the level 1, then the players can use NFT levels higher than 1, and they should use until the 1. And if you set it to level 2, a player can use the NFT till the level 2, and depends on you. And also we have another thing in here, ability limiter. For example, in my game, I have defined some ability limiters so that the player not to jump and also not to run. For example, if you want to add some ability limiter, just select the jump and change it to not allowed to use, and set the event for set the event so that after that event the limitation works. And most of the time I will set the limitation at the start of my game and after the first event. So I define the first event in here. For example, the first event was when I was talking with Ariana, and after setting that event in here, when the players enter my game can't jump. And also if I set it in for the run and set it for not allowed to use and set the event in here, when the players get inside my land can't run. All right, that was all the things I wanted to talk about in this video, and I hope this video was useful for you guys. Have a good time. Good luck.